When it comes to GameStop, either I'm the most unluckiest guy in the world, or GameStop truly is the worst company to ever exist. Hey guys, maybe around 20 back again, and I was just at the mall. I had to rush up here and make a video because I could not believe what has just happened. And yes, before anyone starts leaving comments below saying, why are you shopping at GameStop? I thought you said you would never shop at GameStop again. Well, let me just give you a little, fill in here. I was actually there with my friends at the mall. I was there at the mall, not for GameStop, but they wanted to go into GameStop, and I was like, okay, let's go. So they go into GameStop, and they're giving me a hard time because they know how I feel about GameStop and stuff like that. So lo and behold, I'm just walking around with them, and I look around, and I see that there is a game for sale called Streets of Rage 4. It's right here, and they had it for like, 30, just over 30 bucks. It was discounted. It was normally $39.99. And it was just over 30 bucks. And I was like, oh, that seems like a pretty good deal for Streets of Rage 4. And it's a physical copy. It's not a digital download. So sweet. So I grabbed it, and I was contemplating, like, do I really buy this? Because do I really support GameStop? Because I hate GameStop. And it's like, okay, let's just do it. Against my better judgment, I buy this stupid thing. And of course, it's not sealed. You guys all know I've talked about this in the past. I've made videos about GameStop and their practices with, like, their games. Sometimes they open it up and they put the cartridge, like, in the back, and they just put this on display. That's kind of like what the case was here, but it was kind of sealed right here on the side. They put like a sticker. You guys, leave a comment below if you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you go to GameStop and you'll get a game that's not like in the plastic wrap, right? But they have like some generic sticker on the side. It's like their seal. It's like a little clear plastic sticker, so you can't open the case, which sucks because then you got to try to take the residue off. And I took the time, got the residue off and everything. But then I open up the case, and dude, you can't even make this stuff up. This is crazy. I open up the case, and I'm treated with this, right? I got a booklet. What's nice, because you don't always get a booklet, right? And I even get, like, look at this, a keychain, right? Streets of Rage 4 keychain, great. A little extra. I'm like, wow, I didn't expect that, but there's no game. Look at this. It is missing. There's no game here, GameStop. Like, I got a nice booklet. Like, don't get me wrong. I got a nice booklet here. It came with a nice little extra. I got a keychain here. There's no freaking game. I mean, you can't even make this stuff up. How is this happening? How is this even possible? And then it gets worse. I go to GameStop back. I'm like, okay, they must have forgot the cartridge in the back, right? The cartridge must be in the back somewhere. Let's not overreact. I mean, I got a cool keychain here. Let's not overreact. I'm sure it's as simple as they have this cartridge in the back in some filing cabinet, and it's going to be fine. I go, and I was like, yeah, I'd like to speak to a manager, and I show him this game, and I open it up, and I'm like, I'm missing a cartridge here. Like, I just bought this game, like, not even an hour ago, and I'm missing a cartridge. They're like, what do you mean you're missing the cartridge? I'm missing the cartridge. Like, the game doesn't exist. The game's not in here. I paid over $30 for this, and I don't have the game. It came with this nice keychain, but screw the freaking keychain. I want my game. Like, where's the game that I paid for? And at this point, I'm kind of getting irritated. And the lady's like, oh, yeah, there's just no, like, was it sealed? I'm like, well, you had a sticker on it. There was a sticker on it, but it wasn't like factory sealed, because you guys, for some reason, never factory seal your stupid games. But yeah, there was a sticker on here, and, the game's missing. There's no game. And she's like, well, if there was a sticker on here, there would be residue. There's no residue on here where the sticker was. And I'm like, yeah, I took the time to clean it off because I take care of my games. I like to have a nice collection. I don't like those, the residue on there. All you got to do is take some rubbing alcohol and stuff, and you can get that residue off. And I did that. I did that before I even opened it up. That's the first thing I did. I peeled off that stupid sticker that you guys had on here, and then I took some alcohol and stuff, and I made sure I got it off. And then I opened it up, and I was delighted with the stupid keychain. And, oh, thank you. You actually gave me a booklet with it, but there's no game. I paid over $30, and there's no game in this thing. She doesn't believe me, guys. She's literally like, yeah, there's nothing I can do. I'm like, there's let me check that. She's like, there's no game in the back. There's no there's nothing I can do. I was like, well, I have the receipt. Can you just give me another game? And they're like, well, let me get my manager. The manager gets involved, and this is where it gets real good. The manager gets involved, and the manager comes out, and they're like, sir, what's the problem? And I explain it again. I go through the whole process, how there was a sticker. I clean the residue off the sticker. I open up the game. I tell them how it came with a keychain. That was cool. Unexpected. It's got the book. Nice. No game. And she's like, excuse me? I'm like, there's no game. There's no game. Literally, what I bought this for, it doesn't exist. There's no game in there. It's empty. It's empty. There's nothing in there. And she refuses to make it right. She's like, well, there's nothing I can do. My hands are kind of tied right here. I'm like, well, can I just get a refund? Just give me a full refund. I'm like, it's fine. Whatever. You don't want to give me the game. Just give me a full refund. Here's my receipt. I want a refund. You guys didn't give me the product I asked for. They're like, but you did get it. Sir, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but we don't believe you. We've had theft before here in the past. And I'm like, why would I go out of my way to steal a cartridge that's just over $30 when I'm showing you right here is the case? You can have the case. I don't want it. I can bring in my Switch. You can check my data on the Switch, and you can see that there is no Streets of Rage 4 data on my Switch. What do I need to do to prove to you that you guys screwed me out of the game, screwed me out of $32.99 or whatever the deal was, and I'm left without a game here? She gives me a 1-800 number to call, which is GameStop. I call the 1-800 number. I talk to an automated whatever, and then finally get a hold of somebody, and they're looking into it. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're looking into it, guys. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. What's the next thing I should do? I should probably go up here and make a video and tell you guys about the crappy service I had at GameStop and just this crazy story, because you have to be there to believe it. Like, if someone would have told me this happened, I wouldn't even believe it. How is there a game with no game in it? Like, how is that possible? You know how it's possible? It's because they don't seal their games. They put a stupid sticker here. So what happened is an employee that works at GameStop, he was like, oh, cool. You know what? This is a cool game. I'm going to go ahead and steal this game, and then I'm going to go ahead and seal it back up, because there is like a keychain in here that kind of weighs it down a little bit. No one's ever going to know, and let's go ahead and screw the customer, because that's what GameStop does. They just screw the customer. That's all they ever do. I cannot stand GameStop. Guys, leave a comment below. Let me know what's the next course of action I should take, because honestly, going to GameStop didn't work. They gave me a 1-800 number. It seems like that's not going anywhere either. So I need your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments below what the next option I should take. I know it's only $30 or so, but it's kind of the principle at this point. Screw GameStop. I'm over it, and that's pretty much all for right now, guys. And as always, there'll be more to come shortly. Thanks again.